Almost 2 months since the landfill fire began on May 17th, and Potter County Fire Rescue is releasing their report of what happened. Thank you for joining us tonight. According to Potter County Fire Rescue Assistant Chief Jonathan Stevens, on May 17th, the agency was dispatched near Besner Drive for a reported fire investigation. Upon arrival, Stevens reports observing a large pile of burning refuse within the landfill pit designated as Cell 10. That report is first on Fox Part of Our Democracy 2026 coverage tonight. After assessing the scene, Stevens assumed incident command of the scene and contacted dispatch to connect with the City of Amarillo's Solid Waste Department and requested heavy equipment to respond to the scene in an effort to smother burning refuse with dirt, as heavy equipment operators were needed to cover the fire. Stevens also reports due to the terrain, a PCFR unit sustained damage and a decision to withdraw all fire apparatus from the interior pile and restrict operation to perimeter edges of the pit. According to Stevens, at 5:04 p.m., forward progress had stopped at the fence line, and shortly after, Stevens contacted Max Dunlap with OEM to make them aware that on-scene resources were not able to contain the deep-seated fire in Cell 10. It notes the city only provided 3 operators with equipment, making progress on minimizing the fire spread. Stevens reports being on a call with Assistant City Manager Donnie Hooper and informed him a motor grader was needed, and Hooper states Stevens didn't understand the permit. Stevens notes he told Hooper the priority was preservation of life and residential structures, and the call ended with an understanding the city wasn't sending additional operations or earth-moving equipment. Stevens also reports city heavy equipment arrived alongside Texas A&M Forest Service, and that due to TFS operational policy, they were unable to operate heavy equipment within the landfill. Stevens reports around 9 p.m., OEM notified PCFR their resources were no longer required, and AFD requested that PCFR leave water tender to support ongoing operations. On Monday, May 18th, PCFR Fire Chief Richard Lake shared his crews were heading to Oldham County to help with the fire there. They overheard AFD units being dispatched to the landfill. Lake reports once arriving to the fire, he saw fire trucks fighting a fire in the trash piled along a chain-link fence. Lake also reports being unable to get a response from the incident commander and being unaware of outside requests. After 2 PCFR trucks were requested to respond, the trucks were sent into the landfill and left Lake with no apparatus for ember watch. So he requested Amarillo Grass 3 to come and watch for embers, and shortly after, Lake reports seeing an ember hit the ground and progress into advancing fire. According to Lake, he could tell the fire would enter the Bishop Estates neighborhood and requested multiple agencies to respond. Lake also shared he was asked to take command, but didn't because houses were being threatened and there was a need to maintain command while taking the North Branch. Lake also reports asking for law enforcement to help with evacuations, and Excel was requested to cut down or remove wires and poles. On Monday, the City of Amarillo released a statement related to the ongoing review of the fire, recognizing the impact the landfill fire has had on residents and acknowledging the community has questions. The statement also urged citizens to look at the full statement and not just small pieces being released, adding they can't comment on operational issues as the review is underway. To see the full report and statement from the city, go to myhighplains.com.